Alright guys, so this is the Tongxin Great Mosque. It might be the best preserved ancient mosque anywhere in China, and as you can tell, it's not very visited because it is quite difficult to get to. It's in the middle of NINGXIA.
Central Ningxia is the Hui Muslim heartland, and the small town of Tongxin is its epicenter. The town contains this beautiful ancient mosque. For Hui Muslims, this is a sacred place, and despite not being on many people's travel radar, it should be. This is a quite perfect example of Ming Dynasty mosque design. Let's have a look.
As you can see, it looks initially like any Chinese temple, but then when you look a bit closer, the decoration and the artwork is very Islamic. Let's go. This was originally built in the Yuan Dynasty in the 14th century, and then was as a temple, and was later changed into a mosque in the following Ming Dynasty. It's had a few renovations over the years as well, but basically what you see is an almost perfect Ming Qing mosque complex. There are very few examples like this anywhere in China. So this is the largest and oldest mosque anywhere in Ningxia, and therefore the most important. It's actually one of the oldest and largest anywhere in China. It can accommodate 1,000 worshippers. And 10 million of these little birds, which keep taking my head off.
We are quite off the beaten path here in Tongxin, and as a foreign traveller that often means a lot of curiosity from local people, but ultimately a very, very welcoming feeling. I love travelling to places like this in China, and I really enjoyed my time here. The very classic Chinese building design combined with Islamic decoration makes this place quite spectacular, and a great place to explore.
So it's all raised on this platform. So when you walk in, you come up some steps, and it's, you know, I don't know, 10 meters off the ground. The whole thing is raised up, which is quite unusual. It's almost like, it looks like it's fortified. It's got like a huge wall around it. It reminds me a little bit of some of the old Buddhist temples I visited in Shanxi province. Also walled. That's why they survive so well. Well, this red line here means we can't go any further, unfortunately. Shame we can't look in the hole. Never mind. That's for your call to prayer. It's quite a nice thing because old Chinese buildings obviously are built with what we call dougong, which are these, these are not very good examples, but I mean with obviously a wooden structure holding the roof up, which make a perfect spot for thousands and thousands of birds to live. Reminds me a little bit of when I was at the wooden pagoda in Yin County in Shanxi province. This huge wooden pagoda, just swarms and swarms of birds. Pretty cool. Between 70 and 80% of the population of this part of Ningxia are Muslim. So therefore, you know, when you go into town, there are just mosques everywhere. But all the other mosques, except for this one, are, well, we'll look at some later hopefully, are, you know, they look like they're straight from the Middle East. Very, very, very Islamic in style, unlike this one, which you could be forgiven for thinking it's just a Chinese temple. The only, you know, the crescent moon up on top of the building there is the only obvious giveaway, as well as the Islamic style art. But the buildings themselves, they look like any Chinese building. Old mosques were built like this in China. The Great Mosque in Xi'an, you know, it's the same. It's very much Chinese in style. It's only the more modern mosques in China which are built in a more Islamic style. There is some revolutionary history here as well. In the 1930s, as part of the Long March, the communists came here and actually held quite a few very important meetings in this very mosque. And as a result of that, it was listed as a protected site in China very early on, which is why it remains one of the best preserved mosques anywhere in China. It's quite a fascinating place, and not easy to get to, you know. So it's not very visited. It's not very big though. The actual main hall is big, obviously, but the rest of the structure is just this kind of walled little mini castle. Quite interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, to be honest. Right, anyway, we're going to head back out. We're going to go into town, see what's going on there. It's a little place, this, and I'm not sure what I'm going to find, to be honest. The taxi driver I took from the train station here was shocked that I was here. Shocked. It's quite a fantastic place, that. This part of China, NINGXIA, is the Hui Autonomous Region. The Hui are one of the 56 recognized ethnic groups in China. Actually, it's the third largest group after Han Chinese, who of course that's the majority, the Zhuang people, who are down south, and then it's the Hui people are the third largest group. There's about 11 million Hui people in China, the majority of whom live in northwest China, in Ningxia, in Gansu, Shanxi, where I live. But actually there are Hui communities all over the country. There's not a lot going on in this town, to be honest. It's quite a small place, and like I said, Ningxia is not a very densely populated part of China as it is. It's interesting. I don't think I've ever been anywhere quite like this in China. Very obviously strong Islamic feel, because almost everyone is very clearly Hui Muslim. So in the Hui Muslim people, generally the men wear a white hat, often bearded, of course, and the ladies wear a headscarf. However, here, unlike in, for example, Xi'an, which also has a big Hui community, I've actually seen some women dressed head to toe in black, which I've never seen anywhere in China before. It's a very religious place here. It is interesting. It's a different part of China that you don't often see. Well, this is the North Great Mosque. I just walked in, and there's a bunch of guys in there, Wayman guys, and I asked them, I said, can I have a look around? And they were like, yeah, no problem. And then one of the old guy was like, no, get out. So, can't show you that, unfortunately. Never mind. It's a shame though, it looked quite nice inside. Didn't even ask me, I could have been Muslim for all he knew. I'm not. Anyway, I will follow the words of the old man. Let's have a look around further. So this is the hip town centre of Tongxin. If you want to come here, by the way, to see the mosque, if you do like your ancient Chinese architecture, it's not that easy to get here. It's either a 4-hour train from Incheon, the capital, or a 3-hour bus. And honestly, I'm not really sure how I'm getting back. I want to go to the bus station later. I've asked a few people and they've said that there's relatively regular buses back to Incheon. I don't know what that means. 3 a day maybe. Anyway, I'm going to go and just try and figure that out later. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys, for this video. It's been an experience today, something even, you know, for all my travels in China, quite unique and unusual. You know, it's a pretty fascinating place, this part of China. I wish I had more time here, to be honest. Never mind. Also, lovely, friendly people. Okay, that guy kicked me out of a mosque, true. Apart from that though, everyone is super friendly. Lots of hellos and waves. Right guys, anyway, I'm going to leave you there. Take care, all the best. Stay safe and goodbye.